I kid you not, I have never felt more stoned or high or whatever you want to call it. I've never felt more connected to myself and more connected to God than that, like beyond any type of hallucinogen. Hi friends! So today I want to make a video about something I've been holding off for quite a few years now actually, and that is about my experience on water fasting and the 2 times I decided to water fast in my life. And that means I didn't eat for a certain amount of time, like any food, solids, not even juices. Like it wasn't a liquid juice fast or a liquid fast, it was a water fast where I basically consumed almost like 2.5 gallons of water a day. And the first water fast was 7 days long. And I think I ended it like on the 7th day. So maybe it was like 6.5 days, I don't know. But it was 7 days long and all I consumed was water. And I just want to talk about why I did this and the effects of doing this. This was coming from a mental state that was wanting to heal my body rather than to restrict and sabotage myself. I was highly aware of past thoughts coming in with the way I used to have issues with my body, and so this is not correlated to this. I was not intentionally for negative results starving myself. It was not to lose weight whatsoever, because guess what? You don't really lose weight when you water fast, and I was aware of that. But I water fasted because I wanted to cleanse my body. I felt like I've been detoxing for a very long time, and it really began with when I first went vegan and vegan to raw vegan to back to vegan to doing cleanses. But I just knew my liver, I knew my whole system just needed to be cleansed. And I also really wanted to do it because I wanted to cleanse myself of parasites, which it did. And I can go more into detail after. But okay, so I'm just gonna get started with the first water fast. I decided to do this on like a few years ago. I can't even remember how long ago. I just know it was a few years. I was in Mount Shasta and I was camping basically on top of, not like on top of the mountain, but one of the highest campgrounds. And I was with a group of people, and it was for a short amount of time. It was really interesting because everybody would make 3 meals a day in front of me and eat, and everyone would constantly offer me food, and they would forget that I was water fasting. And it's a very peculiar thing for most people to hear, that you're not going to consume anything for a certain amount of time. So yeah, I did that, and the first day was pretty difficult, but speaking of water fasting, I am so thirsty, so hold on. And then also, baby bump update. I did not fart, that was my foot on the wood. This is little baby. Anyways, I'm gonna get some water. I just need you guys to see my belly, so introducing you to baby. Okay, where was I? First day was really difficult. Forcing yourself to continue to drink water, especially while watching other people eat, is really hard. Also, I wanted to share that if you decide to water fast, I highly recommend, 1, if you can, do it in nature. 2, if you can, do it in somewhat solitude or not a large group of people who will eat around you, because that'll make it really, really hard. 3, don't go to work. That's too much energy being given away. And 4, make sure that you end the fast with fruits or vegetables, but liquids, and then transitioning into raw fruits, and then slowly transitioning into like easier cooked vegetables. Don't transition off of something that's going to completely destroy everything you just worked so hard to do. And 5, I don't know if I have a number 5, but if the 5th tip is just be smart about doing this and listen to your intuition, because you know what to do. Your body knows exactly how to cleanse itself, and it will tell you when it's done, and it'll tell you when it needs more time. Okay, bye. But I always tell people this who try to water fast that by day 2, for me at least, day 2 to 3 usually, your hunger starts to go away. And something you learn quickly is that your body isn't as hungry as you think. And I tell my husband this all the time because he just literally breathes and inhales food 24/7, so much, all the time. And I always tell him and other people, like, your body really doesn't require that much food. It's your nagging parasitic mind and gut that are craving that food. And so by day 2, I started to really feel this. My mind was over asking and pleading for junk. And I was at the point where I felt full. I was drinking about 2.5 gallons of water a day for the first 3 days. But then I quickly started to realize by day 3, these are also kind of tips too if you're deciding to water fast. But by day 3, I started to realize like I had lost so much energy. I started to not feel the best. And when you're water fasting, your energy is so sectioned and so focused on sustaining and cleansing that your mind, I feel like, is a lot more even and quiet. And so I kept asking myself, what's wrong? I think there's something wrong. And then I had this thought, like, I needed salt because I was drinking 2.5 gallons of water a day and I was flushing out the natural salts in my body. So then I went and got a pack of, I can't remember if I got Himalayan or sea salt. I don't know, probably Himalayan salt that I put in my gallons of water. And the moment I did that, my energy shot right back up. And so that was such a relief. And I think by day 3, everybody who had been camping with me left. And at the time, there was a lot of forest fires in Northern California and Oregon. And I remember just the forest was empty because people didn't want to be up there. And I was in such a meditative state of just constantly like cleansing my body and just drinking water. I kid you not, I have never felt more stoned or high or whatever you want to call it. I've never felt more connected to myself and more connected to God than that, like beyond any type of hallucinogen. And people might kind of laugh at me, but it's a different sensation. Obviously I wasn't consuming anything that was causing this. It was just me tuning in to the quietness of spirit. Anyways, so yeah, I constantly found myself in this extremely meditative state where I would basically just journal, meditate, read a little bit, but constantly just wanting to just be silent. I was in this forest and I just wanted to listen, and I had moments of feeling like I was metaphorically dying. My ego felt like it was dying, and my identity was just so hushed. And that's what water fasting is so beautiful. It's a spiritual journey. It's a spiritual awakening. It's not just a physical cleanse, and that's a huge reason why I wanted to water fast. Okay, so day 4 comes around, and I started to notice, though, I wasn't sure if I was at this point, like something was wrong from the water fast, but I started to notice that the forest was starting to fill with smoke and that I couldn't breathe that well anymore. And the whole day was kind of rolling by really slowly, and my breathing was getting worse and worse. And eventually the people I was camping with came all the way up this mountain to come get me and to tell me that the forest fires were really bad. And so at that point I was still very determined to water fast, so I did up until 7 days. And I had left that spot and camped one more night at Mount Shasta. And then the next day I decided to randomly, with my friend, drive for a job opportunity, drive to Grass Valley or Nevada City, Grass Valley area. I had no money at the time, so I had to do this, and I was still determined to water fast. So I decided to continue with it. And the job was trimming, and I have to be discreet with words on here because every video gets demonetized because of one particular word, but you all know what I'm talking about. I trimmed for work. And during that time, it was so interesting. Like, I felt like I was going crazy because I would work for like 10 to 12 hours a day, just huddled, is that a word? Like bent over, just working. But I worked more than any other person because my focus was so clear. And I didn't ever need a break, so I outworked everybody. I made more than everybody at the time. But by day 7, I started to realize this is where the past and my mental disorders and physical disorders started to come in. And I immediately knew I needed to end the fast because by day around 7, I was starting to get obsessive with people offering me food and saying, no, I don't want it, I want to go more and more. It started to become an unhealthy thing. So at that point, the moment I was getting obsessive with not eating anymore, that's when I knew I had to break the fast. And it was such good timing. And I broke the fast by, I think I had a juice, and then the first solid was an avocado. And it was so weird. Like, I couldn't even eat a full flippin' avocado. It was so filling. But every single thing I consumed felt so pure and so healthy, and just like, it was providing so much energy for me. I had such a different perspective of food, and this also helped me so much with my issues in the past with food and body dysmorphia. And it gave me such a different appreciation for energy and life. And yeah, so that was my first water fast. I don't know how long this is going to be, but I'll quickly go over. The second water fast was this was only, I believe, 5 days. And this water fast is the water fast that I got parasites out of me. So I did a water fast with a parasitic cleanse. And I did this in Canada, in a house I was house sitting, and I had a sauna. So I was major detoxing. And this time the main focus was I wanted to cleanse parasites out of me, and boy did I ever. Like, I wish I had a photo of it, but it literally, I pooped out a few parasites, and you guys are all gonna get really grossed out with me, but okay. I feel really bad that I'm gonna tell this part. I wasn't planning to. But because I was so focused on, I really wanted to cleanse my body, and I knew I had done the other fast, and then a few months later done this fast, and I was feeling like really, like my temple was clean. So I decided, and within the second day of this fast, that because I was super hydrated and I didn't feel like I had any toxicity, like major toxicity in me at the time, I decided to drink my own urine. And let me tell you, you guys are gonna give me such a hard time, and I don't feel like explaining everything, but it's not as bad as people think, and I only recommend this if you, 1, have had a clean diet for a very long time, 2, are like, have previously done purifications and detoxifications, and you know your urine is relatively pure and clean because there are nutrients in there to help you detox, but only if you're a healthy person. If you're eating McDonald's, don't drink your urine. Anyways, so it wasn't as bad as I thought. It didn't taste that bad. I like took a sip of it and I was like, okay. But then I just decided to mix it with apple juice, and honestly, I couldn't tell whatsoever. So I had, for a few days, 2 glasses of my own urine, and when I did that, that activated something, because when I pooped one of those days, I pooped out a giant parasite. And I knew it was from the activation of drinking my urine. This is such a freaking hippy dippy video, but anyways, yeah, that was like my major detox and water fast story. And I have seen such great benefit from that, and I know a lot of people don't believe in water fasting and think it is bad for us, but it honestly, it gives your body the time it needs to just take a break. I spent like 23, 24 years of filling it with junk, or not junk, but just filling it and filling it and filling it. And it never got a break to just cleanse itself rather than focus on digestion. So when you water fast, your body fully just supports cleansing. And we all need to do this, whether it's 1 day of water fast or 2 day of water fast, whether it's intermittent fasting, which I'm making another video on that because I really believe in it. But I just wanted to share this experience, and I know you guys are going to just eat me alive with the whole, just all of it health-wise. You guys are gonna probably do that because it sounds insane, especially the urine thing. Like, I get it. I used to think the same thing, but it literally got a parasite out of me. So there's that. Anyways, that was my water fast experience, and again, I did not do this for weight loss reasons, because I water fasted, and the moment you start eating again, you gain all your weight back. It's not for losing weight. This is not for losing weight. It's for a spiritual, mental, physical purification and cleanse. That is it. Do not do this for the wrong reasons. Do not do this to a point of obsession. And this is not professional medical advice, as you may know. This is just my personal experience with water fasting. And I'm probably forgetting a lot, but I hope you guys somewhat enjoyed hearing about my experience. And I'd like to do another one someday, but I'm pregnant right now, as you guys can see, and that's not very good for the baby. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this crazy video, listening to this crazy weird hippie chick. Yeah, bye bye.